Once again, we are going to bring it to your attention, the 600 games for Faker, the most in the LCK ever. Of course, one of our longest standing players, of course, you know, the longest standing player here in the LCK, but there's no one really close to him. These days, Deft is sitting at 480, which is, you know, you can do that.
That they had did not really allow him to do well, and he still did well, right? Like his pick potential, which I don't think is a thing you should have.
Yeah, exactly. I think the rest of this is looking real interesting as there's Kellen locking in the Seraphine. This is such an oppressive lane towards the bottom side, and it was already face up that it was going to be that Leona support, and this is something that Seraphine can definitely abuse there on the bottom side, especially when paired with the Kai'Sa. This is really scary, especially when Dr. and Kellen have been playing so well. This could be another opportunity for, you know, Peanut to have a better time as well. You don't exactly have a...
Create space for Guma. But I don't think Vayne's win rate is particularly good. But first, back to the Gragas pick. Gragas, one, provides a lot. It's a great blind pick. And I said before, I want Zeus with a pick where he can just be okay, right? Like, he knows I can play neutralizer, I can be fine. I don't need to carry, I don't need to make big plays. And I think go for a dive there. I do feel like it's a little bit risky.
Yeah, B-drop comes in. That's going to be the tumble, gets them out of the way. Only level 5, so no solar flares as the teleports come on in. Carrier trying to get as much CC as possible and actually gets the first blood. It's a disastrous Rich just delivered under the turret. Gumayushi grabs a kill, and it's all going wrong for Nongshim. They get one kill onto Carrier, but it still looks really good. The ulti comes down, but Gumayushi locks down the kill. It's a double for the Vayne. And now Faker rotates in, looks to try and lock down Doctom where he can. The Seraphine trying to run as Faker's already moving over to try and kill her as he takes down the Kai'Sa. And now Kellen's going to be dead as well. It's a big old thumbs up for Zeus. A double kill for the man in the mid lane. And Elm's just farming mid, trying to do what he can, and it's a disaster for Nongshim.
Nongshim, why? Why would you don't need to dive them there. You're already building such a big lead in this much. It's just... That should
we're
never
going
happen.
for it again as Carrier doesn't have Aftershock anymore. He's likely to die here as the beat gets dropped, and that is going to be Leona doing the same. So Nongshim do get themselves more here on the bottom side, but Gumayushi's still going to be able to pick up a lot of this CS by the looks of things. Elam's going to get face checked, and not going to be able to find that E either.
So to repeat
that I promised to you earlier on. And look, they're going to be moving a bit faster. They're going to have some CDR on their ultimates. That's good news as Bay is going to turn back up. He doesn't have a flash, remember. Scatter the Weak is good, but there's a Ragnarok. And that is going to be a very dead Syndra. Faker comes over for the support. And this is some pretty Olaf gaming, absolutely.
You will not be missed. 11.3. Gumayushi needs to be really respectful here. I think he's yep,
there's the ulti. Kellen finds it. No. Let's see who's going to win this poke war. The orbs coming on in. You can see Bay just trying to get as many of them on the ground as possible. Make sure that Scatter the Weak is as scary as it can be. Throwing through as many as he can. There are so many buttons being pressed, and now Rich pulls the trigger. That's a triple knock-up, and in goes the charm as well. But T1, they keep themselves in it. Shockwave only lands onto Peanut, who soaks a lot of damage and will be taken down. Now Gumayushi trying to take the fight into his own hands, and Bay gets back to the rest of his team. It is going to be Dragon traded for an Udyr, and I think that might be okay for either side. Both of them just going to back away.
I thought for a second that T1 was going to make the move on Baron there. They might try to guide this wave in. Faker.
Oh my god, just gets chunked. The teleport to come forward as well from T1. Now Doctam going to have to get out. Yeah, exactly. They're looking for this one as Zeus body slams over, gets the slow into Doctam. Immediately that gets cleansed. Kellen's going to get slowed down. In goes Carrier. Finds Doctam on the backside, who has to Killer Instinct and Flash to get himself out. Faker flashes forward, tries to find Doctam. Doesn't quite have enough damage. And it looks like Nongshim are going to get themselves out of this one. But man, this is getting real dicey real fast on both sides.
And this is what that flash is really valuable.
Yeah, well, we're going to look for it once again as there's the Shockwave. Doesn't do too much as Peanut's able to soak a lot of that damage. That's the Ornhorn from Rich on the backside. Carrier looking to try and make his way out as this Olaf is massive. Peanut will be taken down. Zeus here. Another brick wall that Nongshim have to get through. And it looks like they're running out of resources in order to do so. And you saw, this is what happens. Doctam doesn't have his summoner spells, and it means he cannot get into these fights as effectively.
There is no smite.
Yeah. Peanut's dead. This Baron starting to go down pretty quickly. This will be a 4v5. We'll see where the Baron is going to work out for Nongshim, as there are low health bars. Gumayushi's he's at full, as now Rich gets body slammed. Doesn't have the Ornhorn, remember, as they will be just taking down this Baron. It's the Olaf able to lock it down, and Rich just too far forward. Unfortunate for the top laner of Nongshim, and they couldn't pull the trigger. They didn't have enough triggers to pull. Blast going, but gets body slam for it. Slowed down there as now Gumayushi looking to get on top of him. Killer Instinct comes in as Doctorm moves out of the way, cleanses. The barrel goes completely wide, but Peanut still going to be taken down. Now Elam finds himself in the front line. Carrier trying to be a hero as Doctorm will be taken down on the back end. Rich trying to flash away as Gumayushi takes position on the front line. Elam gets rid of the Seraphine in like 1 or 2 axes. She is so squishy. Bay's going to get slowed down, and I think that this is going to be the game. It's a great stopwatch from Bay, but unfortunately, he's dead as an afterthought. Rich finds the fountain, but he's not going to get anything done there. And I think T1 may have got the monkey off their back. They might be able to take down a game 3 in what feels like forever. They will do it. Their eyes set now on these Nexus turrets.
The 600th game of the living legend in the mid lane, Faker. A justified win for T1 here after what can only be described as a series that was so binary in their performance, right? Like game 1, game 3, and look at these players, right? Like,
yeah, man.
If we're already feeling the relief as Gumayushi gets to his gigantic, because he's got to be dehydrated after that vape performance. But
yeah, no, true.
It's a single misstep from Peanut there, but I feel like this went wrong for Nongshim Red Force way earlier, right? I feel like they weren't as comfortable as T1 in setting up these engages. They were afraid to pull the trigger at times, and it showed in every subsequent team fight. I don't think comp-wise it was necessarily unwinnable, but at that point in time, right, T1 had a 7k gold lead. And in the final team fight, someone like Zeus, for example, all he had to do, which he did exceptionally, was just zone Doctorm. Doctorm out of the fight. They don't have the consistent damage, right? It's an Ude who does nothing, and a Syndra is like 1 rotation burst.
Yeah. Well, numbers. Unfortunate for Peanut to not do too much, but as an Udyr, it's very difficult. If you fall behind at any point, to be able to make that one work. And you saw Nongshim, they tried to set up for that, you know, that gold lead that would be just linear and move towards their victory. And you can see as soon as it makes that switch, that's that dive on the bottom side.